You ever have one of those service experiences that's just so good it feels like actual magic? You know, from that perfect hotel stay to an incredible concert, some companies just seem to have a secret sauce. Well, today, we're going to break down that magic and pull back the curtain on the strategy behind it all. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, think about Cirque du Soleil. They completely reinvented the circus. They turned it from just a simple show into this breathtaking, really emotional journey. And they create this incredible experience that feels totally unique and unforgettable. But how on earth do they do it, night after night, with that kind of precision?
Well, you guessed it, it's not really magic. There's a science and a playbook behind it, and that is the big question we are answering in this explainer. What is the secret that separates just good service from the kind that creates lifelong diehard fans?
Okay, so the first part of the secret is understanding a really fundamental truth. Services are not just products you can't see. No, they are a completely different beast, and that creates a really unique and, honestly, a fascinating set of challenges.
So here's the official definition. A service is an act. It's a performance. The key thing is you don't own it. Think about it, right? You can own a car, but you can't own a car repair. You experience it. And this simple difference, well, it's the key to absolutely everything that follows.
So because services are these performances, they have four, let's call them tricky traits that make delivering them with consistent excellence a massive, massive challenge. So let's crack this code together.
First up, intangibility. You can't test drive a haircut, right? You can't see the final results of a complex surgery before you commit to it, and this creates a natural uncertainty for us as customers. So what do? We look for tangible clues, like a super clean office or a professional-looking website, to judge the quality before we buy.
Second, inseparability. This means a service is created and consumed at the exact same time, and this part is absolutely critical. The person providing the service is the service. You just can't separate the barber from the haircut. This direct, real-time interaction is what makes this whole game so unique.
And this just illustrates the point perfectly. The experience of a concert is completely inseparable from the artist who's performing. If you buy a ticket for Taylor Swift, getting Beyoncé instead isn't just an equal substitute. No way. It's a completely different service because the provider is the experience.
Third, we have variability. Because services are delivered by people, for people, they are naturally going to be inconsistent. One barista might make your perfect latte every single morning, while the next one, not so much. This variability is exactly why we obsessively read reviews and ask our friends for recommendations. We're all just trying to reduce the risk of a bad experience.
And finally, perishability. You can't put a service in a box and stick it in a warehouse. An empty airline seat on a flight that just took off, or a missed doctor's appointment, that's revenue that is lost forever. It can't be sold the next day. It's just gone. This makes managing supply and demand an incredibly high-stakes game.
Okay, so services are intangible, inseparable, variable, and perishable. That is a heck of a challenge. So how do the best companies in the world actually overcome it? Well, they use a simple, yet incredibly powerful, three-part playbook.
This framework is so powerful. So first, you've got external marketing. That's all the stuff we see, the ads, the website, basically all the promises a company makes. But that's just the beginning. The real work happens inside. Internal marketing is all about training and motivating your employees so they can actually deliver on those promises. And finally, interactive marketing is that critical moment, the moment of truth, where the promise is either kept or it's broken.
This pledge from Walmart's founder, Sam Walton, just perfectly captures the spirit of internal marketing. He totally understood that you cannot have happy customers without happy, empowered employees. This pledge wasn't just words on a page. It was about building a culture where every single employee was equipped and motivated to keep the company's promise.
And this slide shows two amazing examples of interactive marketing. That moment of truth gone horribly wrong and then gone brilliantly right. The infamous United Breaks Guitars video, a classic case of a company failing that moment big time. But in stark contrast, when JetBlue had a huge service meltdown, they didn't just apologize, they created a customer bill of rights, turning a total disaster into a powerful statement about their promise to customers.
So how does a company put this whole playbook into action day in and day out? Let's look at one of the true masters of the craft, the Ritz-Carlton.
It all starts with their credo. Now, this is not just some fancy slogan. It's a philosophy of mutual respect.
It immediately sets the stage by defining the relationship between employees and guests, and it elevates the whole role of service to a profession of real dignity.
And they back it up with this. Get this, $2,000. That is the amount of money every single Ritz-Carlton employee is authorized to spend per guest, per incident, to solve a problem or create a wow moment. And they don't need a manager's approval. Now that is the ultimate example of internal marketing, truly empowering your team to keep the promise. And they make this grand philosophy simple and actionable. These 3 steps are drilled into every employee. It ensures that the ladies and gentlemen credo gets translated into consistent, predictable behavior at every single one of those moments of truth.
But excellence isn't just about philosophy. It's also about focus. The truly great companies use data to find out what really matters. So, this is a tool called an importance performance analysis. Customers were asked, what's important in a car service? As you can see, job done right the first time is super important, a 3.83 out of 4. But then, look at the dealership's performance, only a 2.63. That's a huge gap.
And that gap, that's where you focus all your energy. This analysis tells you exactly where to aim your resources. You don't try to fix everything at once. You find the one thing that's hugely important to your customers, but where your performance is weak, and you obsess over fixing that. That's not just work, that's strategy.
So this playbook has guided the best service companies for decades. But as technology just races forward, it raises a really big question about what comes next.
We can out-automate so many interactions with AI. Chatbots, self-service kiosks, you name it. And yeah, this can make service faster and maybe more efficient. But what do we lose in the process? In a world of increasing automation, will that genuine, empathetic, human connection, the very thing that creates those magical wow moments, will that become the ultimate luxury and the most powerful differentiator of all? It's definitely something to think about.